Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today, we have the only thing better than one crazy Karen in court, and that's two crazy Karens in court. So let's begin. Now the first part of this video is going to be kind of slow, as the lawyers for each of the Karens make their arguments. But I promise you do not want to miss the conclusion.
Mr. Howard's present. Ms. Pinkston, can you sit somewhere other than your bed, please?
Pardon me?
Can you please sit somewhere else other than your bed?
Can I sit where?
Somewhere other than your bed.
And so now you indicated that he kicked your door. Is that your driver's side door?
No, the passenger side. Everything was done on the passenger side.
And was that the front passenger door or the rear passenger door?
The front, on the side, right there on the passenger door side.
Did he kick or strike any other portion of your vehicle at all?
The window on the same side, and he jarred the door handle several times. He pounded on the glass several times before he kicked the door. He intentionally did it deliberately.
Okay. And was the only damage done by Mr. Howard with regard to your vehicle the front passenger door?
Yeah, everything that he previously done before that, before he kicked it, yes. And I had no damages to my vehicle before he did what he did.
Now lately I've been watching a lot of the 27th District Wyandotte Court, and this prosecutor is normally great. However, being the legal acumenist that I am, I believe the prosecutor just screwed over his client by specifically asking her if all the damage that he did occurred to the door. This will play a role later.
Now you indicated that you went to the Feldman Chevrolet in Livonia and got an estimate for the repairs. Is that right?
Correct.
Now there were some in the estimate that you provided to the court. There were some repairs that were indicated in the report that included the rear door and the fender.
Well, like I said, I'm not an auto body mechanic. All I know is what the damage is.
Ms. Pinkston, please let Mr. Kazak finish the question before you start answering, because my court recorder can't take two things out at the same time. Okay, so please let him finish the question before you start answering.
God damn, Karen! Your lips are pursed together tighter than a giraffe's asshole.
And so do you know what those the fender and the rear door repairs were specifically for with regard to damage were specifically for or not?
From my estimate and from my knowledge, they had to take the whole door panel off and replace all of that from the damage that he did.
And you've indicated that you had no other damage to your vehicle prior to Mr. Howard kicking in your door. Is that right?
That is absolutely 100% correct.
Your Honor, I don't have any further questions this time.
Again, this prosecutor is a really good prosecutor, and I don't want to take anything away from him, but I really felt like he left a lot of meat on the bone by not having his client expand on how damage could occur to the rest of the car by a simple kick to the door.
Yes, just for clarification, what door did Mr. Howard kick?
It was the front passenger door.
And how many times did he kick the door?
He only kicked the door once.
Do you recall what type of shoe he was wearing that day?
He had an ankle boot on. Brown leather ankle boot.
Is it like a work boot or a dress
No.
shoe? Like
No, it's a dress boot.
Okay. So you're saying that he just kicked the front passenger door one time. He never kicked the fender or the rear door?
He dented it pretty bad. So before that, he had jarred the window and the door handle.
Correct, but he just kicked the front passenger door. That was the only place he kicked?
Yes, with a strong, heavy kick.
No other questions, Judge.
So I think that all my criticisms about the prosecutor were also picked up by the defense attorney as well, because he just took that opportunity to pigeonhole her into saying that all the damage that ever occurred to the car just occurred to the door. And as you'll see, the judge agrees.
Well, what we had adjourned this matter for was so somebody from the dealership would come in and testify, because number one, as it relates to the invoice, there's stuff on here regarding a fender, and whatnot, but there hasn't been any testimony regarding any damage to the fender. And so I don't know why that would have been why that would have been repaired. And I really would like to know from the repair individual how a kick would cause the door to not close all the way when the kick was in the middle of the door.
Well, can I answer that? He ajarred my door handle before he kicked the door.
I
He
see
yanked
that
on
with the
my-
door handle. I see the door handle, but I'm wondering with the door itself, are you indicating the door handle will not, because the door handle is stuck out, it will not permit the door to close all the way?
I'm not an auto body mechanic. I have no idea.
And herein lies the problem. You're not an expert in that field, so you can't testify as to how the one kick to the side of the door can cause damage to the rest of the car. Now, that's not to say that that can't happen, but it is the court's job and duty to ensure that everyone gets a fair trial, both the plaintiff and the defendant.
Because I don't have any evidence before this court regarding the rear door. There hasn't been any testimony regarding the rear door. You don't have anything from the,
Or the fender,
from the, what?
or the fender as well.
Correct. Or the fender. And we don't have anything from the, body shop people. They're not here to testify. And, so the court's going to indicate restitution in the amount of $1,241.75.
Well, I want to file a motion because it's not fair. It's not fair at all.
Now, I can kind of agree and sympathize with her here. Court isn't always fair for one person or the other. See, that's not the role of the court. The court is supposed to be impartial and make sure that it's fair for everyone. It not only has to be fair for the plaintiff, but it also has to be fair for the defendant because he's already admitted his guilt. He already realizes that he has to pay restitution, but you simply cannot make up a number that he has to pay because reasons.
He kicked my door out of rage.
Ms. Pinkston, your testimony, as well as your statement that's in the police report, as well as the estimate that's put forth, shows the amount that was caused, the amount that was charged for the right passenger door. There wasn't any testimony about anything with the fender, nor the rear door. This court cannot order restitution on the fender or the rear door without having any evidence that that was caused by Mr. Howard. Mr. Kazak subpoenaed the body shop person. They did not appear. I cannot assume what that person is going to say. I need to have it on the record for evidence. And that's what I need to base my ruling on.
Well, I want another court date because this is not fair.
Now, I happen to agree with the judge in this case, and I also happen to agree with Cassandra. It's not fair. So file your appeal and this time make sure the body shop sends a representative.
I have to come out my pocket for some here 10 doing maliciously, letting on. I mean, this is preposterous. Just keep going through all this for nothing.
Yeah,
He did it
Ms.
intentionally.
Ms. Pinkston, at this time, this is the court's ruling. If you have some other evidence that would suggest that the additional money is from Mr. Howard's actions, then you can certainly present it to the prosecutor.
And I will.
But at this point, what the court has, and I adjourned this from April, I believe, so that the person can be present and that person is not present. So therefore, the court's order is restitution in the amount of $1,241.75. Thank you very much. And we're going to be off the record.
Keep in mind, Cassandra, off the record does not mean out of court. I think it's time we let the Karens loose.
You're gonna get yours.
Don't make threats. You're in court.
I ain't making threats. You are. Karma is something. Karma is something else.
Listen, that's not going to happen. You can remove yourself from the meeting. Do not make threats. Do not anything. That's not acceptable at all.
Tell him don't make threats and quit calling my damn phone.
How about you show a little bit of respect and don't tell the judge what to do?
Ma'am, you're in court. You need to have appropriate language.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Can I say
Yes, Mr.
something?
Howard.
I have
We're not on the
voice
record.
message that you left. I have voice message that you left. So don't play with me.
Hold on,
Don't
stop,
play with
stop.
me.
Do not address Mr. Howard.
Excuse
Do
me?
not address Mr. Howard. Yes, Mr. Howard, your attorney is still present. What would you like the court to know? We can go back on the record.
Back on the record.
Yes, Mr.
Back on the
Howard.
record.
Yes, I would like to put a PPO out on her.
Okay, Karen number 2. Why the fuck would you put a PPO out on her when you've already admitted that you did in fact kick the door? You should be counting your blessings that they're not charging you for all of the damages that you probably did cause.
Well, this is not the jurisdiction for that. You have to do that with Third Circuit Court.
I will be down to the court.
And I need to put one out on you. How about that?
Listen, ma'am, I said not to address Mr. Howard.
Now, this is ridiculous. I admitted the part that I played, but she never did.
You were
She
playing a
never-
little part. You maliciously kicked my door.
Okay, let me take back what I just said, because both of these Karens are fucking crazy.
Miss Pinkston!
Why
That's
the front
enough.
room?
No,
Why
Mr.
the
Howard, that's it. Mr. Howard. I understand you pled guilty. I've assessed your restitution. If you feel the need to get a PPO, then you need to take that to the Third Circuit Court.
Yes, I
District
will.
Court does not have jurisdiction over that.
I will. Am I done here?
All right. You're all set. Yes, thank you. Off the
Thank you.
record.
Have a good day.
It's unfair. Karma is something. Karma is something. Karma is something. How about
Yeah, you're right. Karma is something. Karma might even be the reason why you lost your case, Karen. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. This was just a short Karen in court video that I randomly found searching YouTube. So if you liked this video, leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. But don't forget to comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any of my content. I'm Team Skeptic, and I'm out.